Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Badass Direct Sales Mastery is a podcast for rockstar direct sales moms who are determined to make their business kick ass. Jennie will share her knowledge of effective sales and recruiting techniques, tips to get what you want from your business, and will interview direct sales professionals and leaders from various companies. The interviews will give insight to how these rock stars got to where they are and where they plan to grow in the future. And now, the direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger.
Welcome back to another episode of Badass Direct Sales Mastery. I'm your host, your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger, helping you whip your business into shape. And today I have with me Mike Boccia. Now, Mike has been in sales and marketing for over 25 years. He's been called a serial entrepreneur since starting his first business, landscaping, at age 15. Then he started a limo company, a nightclub, a restaurant. But where he really honed his sales skills was as a licensed advisor with Transamerica Financial Advisors, where he had hundreds of clients in several states without ever having a customer complaint. That's impressive. I love that. Other reps saw Mike's success and started asking for his help, and he was happy to oblige. Eventually, he began opening successful financial offices and training advisors to work in them. After seeing the rapid growth, Transamerica soon had Mike speaking at conferences, flying to other offices to train, and attending high-level meetings to discuss the future of the firm. He eventually left the financial industry and ventured into technology because he founded something to help other network marketers, and it's called iDecide Interactive. He's now an author, speaker, coach, CEO, and most importantly, a father to his two beautiful daughters. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Oh, thank you for having me. Excited about this.
Oh my gosh. Well, so first of all, I have to say, I first heard about your company probably in 2018, 2019. Somebody sent me an iDecide presentation for the company that they were with at the time. And I was like, oh, that's a really nice thing about your company. But what's this iDecide thing? That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And so I started following your company then. So then when you showed up on the marketers cruise, I was like, oh, I have to talk to this guy. So
Awesome.
tell us how did you get into doing this? What's your story?
Yeah, so with Transamerica Financial Advisors, it has the network marketing aspect to it. You can choose to just be an advisor and just see clients, or you can build a company within the company. And I chose to do both. So I recruited heavily. So, I went through the same things every network marketer goes through, right? The rejection, the abuse from your family and friends that you're never going to make it, all of that. I literally went bankrupt. But my issue, what I found was, I said, the company's awesome, the products are awesome. And again, this is what most network marketers face, right? Company's great, the product's great, people need it. Why am I not making money?
Yeah.
And I saw other leaders in the company making a ton of money. But I realized that they were kick-ass presenters, and I was not. So I came to realize that, the way you share the story about your product or service is equally as, if not more important, than how good the product or service really is.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter how good it is. If you can't tell the story and get people interested, you're broke.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened to me. So it's terrible. It was so frustrating. But I realized that, there's a need for a simple way for everyone in network marketing to be able to share the message quickly so that on day one, they were doing a perfect presentation. But I got really good at doing the presentations eventually after 18 years of doing it, right? But I said, I hope people don't have to wait 18 years to get good at it. So I was doing it. I found, Jennie, that when it comes to presenting your product or service, people fall into three categories. Because now I've talked to hundreds of thousands of sales reps over, the last 25 years. They either don't have a presentation, which is not the case in network marketing for the most part. They suck at doing the presentation, and that before they get broke and frustrated and oftentimes quit. Or the third category is they get really good at doing a presentation, but then that consumes their whole life. That's all they're doing because they're good at it. So they're doing it for all their whole teams. And that's what happened to me. I went through all three of those phases, right? So I said, you know what, there's got to be a better way. So that's how
Um,
iDecide was born. So I apologize. That was a long answer to your
no,
short
no,
question.
that's no. And I think it's really important for people to know that because there's a lot of people in the industry. I mean, I think at any given time right now, there's what, 20 million Americans involved in network marketing in some way, shape, or form,
Mhm.
right? And so there, out of that, we know that 90%, there's a huge turnover rate in the industry. Well, it would make sense that if people are not doing, if they don't have a presentation or they're not good at doing them, if they suck at presenting, then that's going to affect their success rate and wanting to stay in a place where they don't feel like they are successful, right?
Yeah. And then they get
So,
rejected and then they enter the witness protection program, right? You never see or hear from them again. But because they got rejected, didn't like the way that felt and said, I'm out, And
yeah.
so we used to do that. We used to have a new person come on board. And now that I think back, I think this is crazy. We used to tell them, okay, come up with a list of people you know,
Hmm.
call them all and schedule an appointment for us to talk to them. And we'll send a trainer with you, but don't tell them anything about what we do. And
Mm.
now I look back and go, how bizarre. How is someone supposed to call someone and say, yeah, let's get together so I can show you what I do, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it yet. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. And I built a big business doing that. I wish I had iDecide when I was doing it. I mean,
I know, right?
yeah.
Imagine how big it'd be, right?
Uh,
But I think that's really cool. So, what was the process of then deciding that I decide was the way to go? How did you figure out that technology was a solution that you wanted for for this problem?
Yeah. So we had a lot of different products, right? So we did all kind of financial services. So we did debt consolidation, life insurance, college planning, retirement planning. And again, that's the case in most network marketing companies, right? They have all kinds of different products.
Right.
And when we would do a presentation, either a seminar or a webinar or an in-home presentation, I calculated this, you'll love this. Over that 18-year career, I calculated that I had done about 25,000 presentations. So after doing 25,000,
Yeah.
I became attuned to what was working, what wasn't working, right? So, but I noticed when I was doing it, when I talk about debt consolidation, half of the audience would just glaze over. Their eyes went dead because they had no debt. But then when I
Mm.
talked about, tax-free retirement planning, their eyes lit up. And then the other half of the room went dead. So I said, you know what? Of course they're bored through because I'm never going to talk about everything that they're interested in. So I
Right.
said, it'd be awesome if they can choose what they want to learn about.
Mm.
Them pick and go straight to it. And now I don't even have to be there. And now a brand new person can do a perfect presentation the first day they're with the company and get that result. So I was on my way to do yet another presentation in Pennsylvania, and I'm on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and I got the idea, and I called a programmer that I know, and I said, listen, can we do this and that? And he says, yeah, I think so. And I said, but I want their name in it, so it's personalized. He said, yeah, we can do that. And I said, what if we had like calculators in there so they could plug in numbers and see results? And I think we can do that. And I pulled over on the side of the freeway for an hour and a half, and we, brainstormed iDecide. And now I think 2 million lines of code later, it's just awesome. So
That's amazing. So you got started doing it for your own business then,
exactly, yeah, yeah.
right? At what point did you realize this could help way more people and transition from it being your product to being a solution for a lot of other people?
That took about 10 minutes actually, because when I launched it, I sent it to a friend of mine who was with a network marketing company. I said, hey, take a look at this, give me your feedback. And his response was, I need this for my company. And so
Mm,
we launched it with his company. And then that's it. The calls started coming in saying, hey, I saw the presentation for that company. I'm not interested in that product, but I need this for our company. And it just took off. And within months, I had left financial services and we launched iDecide full time. And now, thank God, we have users in 94 countries. I mean, almost 8 million iDecide presentations have been viewed, which means since we started, one has been watched somewhere in the world every 30 seconds.
that's
Blows me away. Just,
awesome.
yeah,
That is so freaking cool. I mean, and because sales is a skill, right? It is a skill. Anybody can learn it. There is no such thing as a natural born salesperson. But this helps facilitate that so much faster.
So much faster, and it saves so much time. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, because now instead of having to go do a presentation at the presentation of I can click and send, and then the presentation does the work for me. But then the user, the rep, gets a notification letting me know, okay, Jennie just started to watch. Then I get another one. Jennie just finished. These are the answers to the questions we asked in the presentation. These are the subjects she chose to learn about. And she scheduled an appointment for Tuesday at 4 o'clock to learn more. So I didn't do anything. I just click and send and bang. Now I'm spending my time only with qualified prospects who already know what I do and they want to meet me. Zero risk of rejection. And they love the presentation because it's
Yeah.
fun. They get to play with their screen. We have cool interactions like, go ahead and rub your screen to see the answer. And it's almost like a scratch off. They rub it with their finger. And, we got a little dating app thing in there where we say,
Swipe right.
swipe left if you think it's the wrong answer, swipe right if you think it's the right. So all these things are, psychologically designed to,
Right.
sales psychology is involved to keep them engaged and
Right.
listening in this crazy world we live in where everybody's so distracted.
Yeah. It's a gamified way of sharing what you do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
we
my
like to say
God.
it's almost like a choose your own adventure presentation tool because they get to decide what they want to see. See,
Oh
the
my
problem I
God.
found that when I was doing a 45-minute presentation,
Hmm.
what the prospect may have really been interested in and would have been a customer of mine was in minute 26 of the presentation, but they got bored and left in minute 11. So
Mm,
they never got to see what they really would have wanted and what really could have helped them. So
right.
iDecide just says, hey, tell us what you want to learn about. And they go straight to it. So
I love that. So, with this being, you know, having a lot of network marketing clients, because I assume you also have non-network marketing clients who create these iDecide presentations as well. Is it an individual who's purchasing the iDecide? Is it a leader? Is it the company? Who's involved in getting that process started so that way the reps have access to it?
great question. Yeah. So we do have other businesses that use iDecide. We have nonprofits that use it. We have, we were popular in the political season. People use it for
Mm,
their political campaigns. So yeah, we are in a bunch of different verticals, but we're most popular. It's such a natural fit for network marketing because that's what I
right.
built it for, right? So typically the model is we'll go to a leader of a company or a corporate themselves. We prefer to work with a leader, right? Because they move a lot quicker than corporate does.
Yeah, we want that sales tool in our hand faster. Yes, please. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So yeah, the leader will basically give us their presentation that they use to build their organization. So and then we can clone them, right? We can build the presentation based on their presentation that we know works already. If that presentation works, we know it'll work better with iDecide. And then we build the presentation and then they make it available to all the reps for a subscription fee, so everyone has access to it. So, but then recently, Jennie, we built do-it-yourself platform so that
Ooh.
anyone can build their own iDecide. It's called My iDecide. It's not the same production quality of an elite presentation that we build for, leaders or companies, but, we found that, smaller, mom and pop organizations or solopreneurs needed something and they didn't want to spend the money to have us build an elite presentation. So we built this and now they can go on and use a drag and drop system or a template that we have, and then they can build their own, just like a PowerPoint on steroids.
Ooh, I like that. That's really smart. No, because yeah, there's not everybody's going to be ready and willing to put in that top dollar because they may not be at that point in their business yet to do that elite presentation, but they're
Right.
willing to do the My iDecide version. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool because I'm assuming the My iDecide still puts out the same output report, right? It's still telling you that Jennie watched, 75% of the presentations. Here's the topics that she focused on, and she's booked an appointment with you.
Yeah, it has many of the same features as an elite, but again, just the production quality is not the same. I mean,
Right.
I can show you a presentation we built for Mary Kay Cosmetics, and they're just flat out beautiful works of art. I mean, so I just want to make sure people understand, they don't think they can build something like an elite quality with the do-it-yourself, but it's a great solution for a lot of people who use it.
Right. And I also want to point out the person on the receiving end of the presentation, they probably haven't ever seen the elite version. It's
Right.
still going to be just as cool for them, especially if it's your own thing that you created. And I'm going to give a tip, guys, because this is how I helped my team build and grow back in the day, right? And this is still something I use. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, you've probably seen me do this. Hey, guys, I just created this thing. Would you go check it out for me and can you check it for grammatical errors and typos? And would you make sure the links work? Would you help me out with that? Let me tell you, people go in and they're like, oh my God, that's so cool. Where'd you get that? How do I, blah, 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 all the things, right? Quick and easy way to get it shared out very fast and have people go, oh, that's really cool. You built that? Yeah, I built that.
Yeah.
you know?
And that's the thing, it's so unique. That's, like I said, we have hundreds of thousands of users, but still so many people have not heard about it because, Jenny, we've never advertised. We've worked for the last 8 years on word of mouth and referrals from people who have seen our presentations and want one.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's very unique to people. And there is that wow factor, That's a whole different story if I called you and said, hey, Jenny, I started with this new company. I'm going to send you over a video for you to take a look at. Let me know what you think versus, hey, Jenny, I'm going to create an interactive experience for you. It's going to have your name in it. You're going to get to play with the screen, choose what you want to see. You're going to have a blast. And then we'll talk afterwards. And you're like, what the hell is an interactive experience with my name in it that I'm going to have? What? So now we've intrigued them enough that they're actually going to watch it. And when they do watch it, they're blown away. So it just works.
Yeah. So speaking of, because yours is obviously a very visual product, a very visual solution for people. So if I'm talking to the badass crew right now, right? If you are listening on a podcast app that has no video, I'm going to direct you to the show notes to click on the YouTube for this portion so that you can see what Mike and iDecide are doing. And Mike, if it's possible, I'd love to see one of your elite presentations, and I'd love to see one of the maybe my iDecide presentations that's been created by somebody if you're open to that. So that way people can see how this works for that. So if you're on YouTube, yay, you already get to see this. But if you're not, that's okay too.
All right. So you can see my pink screen right now?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. So in this case, I would have created this presentation for John, right? So this is and I would send him a link through text, email, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. It doesn't matter. I could post it on social media, whatever. But then John clicks the link and this is what he sees. So immediately we've got his attention because his name is in there and he's saying, the heck is going on here? And then your name, the rep's name, is on the screen. It's always on the screen in the bottom left corner, so that they always know how to contact you. But then they click play and the presentation does the work.
Hello and welcome to this short, interactive presentation. I'm so excited to get to know you a little and customize this virtual experience as your beauty consultant. As a global brand in more than 35 countries, no matter where you are, we can tailor your beauty experience. I want to make sure you get just what you want. Not too much info that's overwhelming, nor too little that you still have a lot of unanswered questions. But please note that you're in total control of this presentation by clicking this menu icon anytime you like. So let's get started with just a few easy questions. Let's begin. What are you most interested in today?
So this is the interactive part, right? So now they get to choose. Well, I'll do skincare.
First, on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with the overall look and feel of your skin? Go ahead and slide. Okay, thanks. Let's see if we can get that to a 10. If we could wave a magic wand and change one thing about your skin, what would it be?
And now remember, the rep, when they're done, they get all these answers, so they know exactly what that prospect is interested in.
Great, I can help with that. Now, we all know that internal factors like genetics and aging affect our skin. But how much do you think that external factors like UV rays, air pollution, and stress play a role in skin aging?
Doesn't they got the answer wrong? Almost.
Okay. Yeah.
80%. And if you're like most women, you have a drawer full of makeup or skincare mistakes that you paid good money for trying to fight it. The good news is we can help impact that 80% with a great skincare routine. We've got you covered, from preventing and reversing signs of aging to taking care of your teens and tweens and everything in between. And the best part, we are the #1 skincare company. As we mentioned, this technology puts you in control. So go ahead and choose what you'd like to learn about next. You can come back and look at the others later if you'd like. But which do you want to learn about next?
So again, they're in total control the whole way. I won't go through the whole thing with you, but you get that picture.
Right. And I want to point out for people now, this is, obviously the people who are watching on YouTube, but the menu bar, because normally we see the menu bar as like those 3 stacked things. Some people call it the hamburger menu or whatever, because it looks like a hamburger. You guys made it look like makeup.
Right.
That is so brilliant.
That's the cool stuff that we can do because it's custom built by our design team. So again, now you see the quality of that, right? I mean, it's almost like a Hollywood movie, and we literally build everything you've seen on the screen, every line graphic, every animation is custom built. I don't have any My iDecides pulled up, but you can go to myiDecide.com, and in the middle of the page, you'll see a bunch of different samples that our customers have built, so you can see the difference. But
cool.
Yeah, the other thing, Jenny, you mentioned, do we usually work with an individual, a leader, or corporate?
Yeah.
Well, this has happened a lot where a rep who maybe isn't that high up in the company, but they want to use iDecide and they see the value in it, and they'll come to us and we'll say, well, who is the leader? Do you have access to the upline who has that big team? And we pay referral fees. So now they can get us with the leader who does have the money to invest and wants to see their team explode. And now we'll build it for them and pay the sales rep a referral fee for making that introduction.
Right. Oh, that's brilliant. So then my question is, do you find that the leader who ends up making that decision, do they have a certain size team?
Yeah, typically they have a large team of, 1,000 or more people. So it's not that crazy. But yeah, we found that if they're making anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million a year, that's probably the sweet spot, because they're not making so much money that they don't want to touch anything, right?
Right.
We found that sometimes leaders are making $5 million a year. They don't want to mess with the system at all because it's working for them.
Right.
Even though we could improve it for the reps, the rank and file. But the people who are in 500 to $1 million range, they are typically still in the hunt. They want to grow. They want to see their people win. They're more engaged, I guess.
Yeah. A multi six figure is a good level leader, because then my guess is that people, once they've been in an organization long enough, they kind of know who those people are because they're dropping those types of seeds.
Yeah.
I know that when I was active in my organization, I knew which leaders were doing multi 6 figures because they would share that kind of thing to say, look, I'm not saying this to impress you, but to impress upon you what is possible. Right. And so they sometimes can be very open and transparent with their team members, but of course they're not necessarily promoting that outside of the organization because of income claim statements, right? They don't want to make any of that. So, well, this is so cool. All right. So again, for the badass crew, if you want to check out the My iDecide, go to myiDecide.com to check out some other presentations there that have been made by people just like you. So if you're sitting here going, I think I want to do that, you can check that out. Now,
Actually, Jenny, let's do one better, because let's have them go to getidecide.com/badass. And then, because I want to offer your people a deal where if they buy a lifetime subscription to My iDecide to build their own presentation, we have a $1,500 upgrade option where our team will build it for you on that platform.
Okay.
So I want to offer it to your people at no cost. So if they buy a lifetime subscription through getidecide.com/badass, they'll get that $1,500 option for free, where we'll build the presentation for them.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps right now because I'm like, oh, we're going to help so many people. I love this. That is amazing. Thank you so much. So badass crew, if you're listening to this right now, it's because the universe said you were meant to hear this message and get this opportunity. Go check that out. That is an amazing, amazing opportunity. So if you're worried about spelling it right, go to the show notes. My badass crew already know about this, but just in case a brand new person is listening for the very first time to this episode, all you have to do is grab your phone or go into the YouTube description down below this video. Click on the link that says getidecide.com, and you said /badass.
Yep.
All right, /badass. You'll see that link. You can click right on it, and it's going to take you so you can get that specialized deal where if you buy a lifetime subscription, you get the automatic custom upgrade to get yours built for you. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Incredibly generous of you, Mike. I so appreciate you for that. That's
My
so
pleasure.
freaking cool. Oh my gosh, y'all. If you don't go check it out, that's on you. I've done everything I can to help you guys be successful at this point. But that's really cool. That also gets me going, maybe I should go do that.
Yeah, we got to build a badass one with your cool graphics. We'll make it look killer. That'll be awesome.
Oh my God, that'd be so freaking cool. Oh, yes. I'm going to be checking this out, y'all. I have to. So if someone is interested now, so they watched this presentation, they've heard this episode, they want to know more, they want to check you out, how can they get in touch with you if they want to learn more in addition to this, or at least express gratitude for you being here?
Oh, I love that. And you can go to hi@idecide.com. So we have one simple catch-all email address, for customer service, for, appointment requests, all that kind of stuff. But I still review every single one of those emails just to make sure that our team is responding quickly and with the right answers and respecting our users. So yeah, you can reach me there. Just say, hey, get this message to Mike, and boom, I'll make sure I see it anyway, but they'll get it to me quicker if you just make a note of that.
Yeah.
And as you said, Jenny, the My iDecide option is great for someone just getting started, but if you really want the elite, your team could benefit from that, and you're not big enough, hey, just like I said, refer us to the leader, and we'll pay you a referral fee for making that introduction, and it's ongoing referral fees. So you'll make a piece of every subscription that's sold in that to use that presentation. So very lucrative. So either way, we want you to win.
Yeah, that is such a great way, and I'm glad you're offering that opportunity to the listener, because that's so important, because they probably do know the upline. And if they don't, you can ask your upline and ask their upline and ask your way up to find who would be that person, because that will help everybody, not just, this is beneficial for all the people who want to be successful despite their current lack of presentation skills. And even if somebody's great at presenting, this is beneficial because you only have so many hours in a day. Like you said, that third group of presenters, they're good at presenting, but we need sleep. We need to go to the bathroom. We need time to eat. We want to spend time with our families. We want to go on vacation. We can't be presenting 24/7, 365. We're human. This allows even that great presenter to be in front of more people without having more of their time.
And, a lot of this happened to me too. Once I got good at doing the presentation, I thought I was doing a great thing because I'm doing the badass presentation, right? But in essence, I was actually intimidating the heck out of new people. They would come on board and go, oh my God, I'll never be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I was actually scaring people away instead of encouraging the duplication aspect of it. I was, shooting myself in the foot. So we have a lot of leaders that are more than capable of doing a presentation, but they say, look, for effective duplication, I need to iDecide so that everyone sees a presentation and goes, oh, shoot, I could do that.
Yeah.
I can click and send. So
yeah. Exactly. I had the same issue too, especially once I was in my 5th, 6th, and 7th year of my network marketing business, and my team was #1 in the world and blah, blah, blah. And I'd go do a presentation with one of my directs, or, second generation down. I'd go do their first presentation, their first jewelry party, their first, bling bash, or whatever we would call it. And they'd come away going, I'm not that funny. And I'm like, you can steal my jokes. No one's going to know. I would just tell people, I'm like, look, I'm happy to continue to do 2 or 3 of these so you can watch me do it multiple times. It's not, but you can't do that forever for everyone. And that's where the iDecide is really beneficial for people to be able to have something that is fun, interactive, and really lets people tell you. Because I tell people all the time, the best salespeople don't talk very much.
Exactly.
They're listening. And iDecide lets you listen and I'm putting air quotes around that for those of you who are still listening, podcast app. iDecide lets you listen to the person based on what they pick. Which solution do they want to go with? So let's say somebody's with, I don't know, like one of those companies that has like 400 products online, right? So they've got cleaning products, and they've got health and beauty products, and they've got wellness products, and like people can then pick where they want to go with it. And then, okay, I'm not going to try and sell somebody the health supplements if they're interested in the cleaning products.
Yeah. And actually, that's funny you say that, because we've built presentations where we say, so we can customize this presentation specifically to you. Let's ask a few questions. Then after the questions, it says, based on your answers, it looks like these would be the topics you'd be interested in, and they're highlighted, but go ahead and choose whatever you like. So we actually help narrow it down for them. You're still seeing all the different products, but you say, maybe you're interested in these 3. And then it helps them, like I said, get straight to it. So
amazing. All right. Well,
awesome.
We can't talk forever, unfortunately. As much fun as you and I had on the Marketers Cruise, having dinner together and all kinds of conversations, I have a feeling this is not going to be the only time you're going to be on the show. We're going to have you back on for sure to talk more about this. And especially as you get new features and new things that are coming out, we want to be able to share with people what's going on with my iDecide and iDecide. What's that?
AI is coming soon.
I wanted to ask, but I hadn't heard you say anything, so I wasn't going to do it. But the fact that you're already like, ooh, guess what? AI's coming.
That's a badass audience exclusive.
Yes. See, guys, I am in this for you. I get you the good people, the founders of amazing companies to come tell you the cool secrets, the amazing things. Mike, thank you so much for your time being here. I so appreciate you sharing your wisdom and sharing what you have to be able to help more people be successful with what they're passionate about.
Love it. Thank you for having me. And again, any questions at all, happy to answer them on any topic. hi@idecide.com. Thank you.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And of course, if you're worried about getting that correct, we have the email hi@idecide.com already in the show notes or in the YouTube description. You can click it, send that email, copy paste, however you want to do it, y'all. You're grown-ups. You know how to use technology. You'll figure it out. Again, I am so glad that you got to hear this today, Badass Crew, because this is going to be something that could potentially change your life, change your business for a very long time. So I encourage you to go check this out if you haven't already heard about it. So Mike, thank you for being here. And of course, Badass Crew, you know how this goes. Stay tuned, because there is another badass episode on its way.
Thanks for listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Why are you waiting to go to badassdirectsalesmastery.com? Don't make the dom get her whip. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with another rock star that you know in direct sales after you subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss any future episodes. You can also check out the show notes for links and any contact information mentioned in today's episode. We'll see you next time.